Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking beers
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake,
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What's up? It's your boy Jake. It's like, how obnoxious can I be? Welcome to number 237
Hi.
of Off Panel Off Topic. I'm Jake. That's Tyler.
I'm Tyler.
You matched my energy and tried to go
Yeah.
that much higher.
That is the question, people of Earth. Are you ready for the best podcast in the fucking universe?
Wow. 50 seconds. That was impressive.
Because here it comes, baby.
Did you get that out of your system?
Well, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So how are you?
My buddy in LA sent me a package, so I'm just kidding.
It was a bomb.
Yeah.
Like I just say it's a bomb. This next episode's coming to you from prison.
That's going to be censored. No, what were you about to say?
No, I said it was a bong.
Yep.
With a G. Oh my God. Do not ever do that again.
What? That was a bong.
Yeah, but if you don't have the water, it sounds like you're just sucking on someone's butthole.
We're off to a fucking great start. If you've ever listened to this with some fava beans and a nice can.
It's like when you're trying not to fart.
Wow, we suck. All right, so welcome to Off Panel Off Topic. Where the
All joking aside,
where the farts are fake,
Hey,
but the jokes are
the
real.
The sucking was.
That's our tagline. The farts are fake, but the jokes are real.
Well, we're workshopping that.
Always use the first thing.
I gotta say, you did a good job sucking there. That was a good suck sound effect.
You suck.
I like the cut of your suck.
It certainly sucks as it cuts.
I ain't got time to breathe.
Am I ready for what?
No,
No, am I ready for?
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering?
You fucking ain't right. I am. You want to know why? Cause here
at Off Panel Off Topic, our real tagline is.
What we got's gonna turn your brain into shit.
I thought it was gonna be you burnt the fucking money. Thank you, Clarence Boddicker. So that was venom. We like to talk about just so you know, we like to. You know what? Look, I work in an industry where they basically assume that listeners are just brain dead, which is fair, and so they say, you know, like every show, even if you do like a daily show, you have to remind them like, this is who I am, this is who that is. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I honestly, we don't really do that a lot. We generally are like, you're along for the ride and you've been along for the ride. We don't generally be like, hey, in case you're like, are we out of our tiny little fucking minds? No, this is generally how we do the show. But we use a lot of sound board stuff, and it's great because we're nuts. We're out of our tiny little fucking minds. But you are listening to Off Panel Off Topic.
Wild, yeah.
Yep. Randy Macho Man Savage will make an appearance. I wonder if Jesse Ventura will make an appearance. Oh, he already did. Technically.
Yeah. He did.
Mm-hmm.
On accident. What?
Arnold probably will appear at some point.
He's
lurking in the shadows.
That's him in the shadows, dude.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
So
I'm in your house. Yeah.
I'm in your house. Look at me.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Keep doing the hey,
Hey.
love the pod.
Keep doing
the
yoga.
pod. Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
doing the yoga.
I see you doing the poses. It's really nice. It's impressive.
Double dog.
Yeah. You got to be careful. Yeah. Got to be careful. Your flexibility it makes you durable.
We've
had fun here, folks.
But we talk comics, we talk pop culture stuff. We do it. What are we doing first? We're doing comics.
We're getting knee deep in.
We're long box.
Long.
Oh.
That's freaking me out.
It's a long box.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining it.
You're
appreciate it.
fucking welcome. I'm going first.
Sure, whatever you want to do. Let me do that right in the mag.
So my brother for my 50th got me a signed copy. He saw Gail Simone, writer of the X-Men, at a convention, and got it signed for me.
Don't bullshit me.
I'm not bullshitting you. And she used to write Red Sonja comics, which I read in her bio. And
I mean, yeah, she's a legend in the industry. She is,
and I follow her on Twitter. She's great. She really has the Twitter game down. She literally will just pop on and be like, "So, Cyclops can like cook a pizza with his I-beams, right?" And she'll get countless idiots.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're a woman.
See a woman and automatically assume, and she's like the writer of these comics. She's fully aware that it's concussive blast or what.
Yeah, it's not laser beams.
The canon for where his laser beams come from is stupid. It's from a Pain universe. Shut the fuck up.
My dad was a space pirate, and
I got hit on the head when I fell 1,000 feet from an airplane and somehow lived and developed powers. And then I was in a orphanage with my brother and Mr. Sinister. What? Shut up. Go get another hot redhead, you turd. Hey, I'm Scott Summers. Let me just luck into everything.
What are you, Wolverine over there?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that fucking loser.
That fucking big. Why do you want him?
He's a shithead, bub.
Or we could do the Pride of the X-Men where he's Australian for some reason. Oi!
I'm a Wolverine.
Why you really up there in Canada when it gets real cold?
Anyway,
so
we'll talk about Cyclops later.
Yes. Gail Simone wrote a Red Sonja book called Consumed, and I started reading it the other day because I was out of comic books. And I generally, when I have a book, it takes me a little bit to start reading it. Unless it's for a book club, like it kind of sits for a second. As soon as every time I open a book and start reading it, I'm there. Mm-hmm. And this book, I haven't finished it yet. I'm halfway through it, but Red Sonja is one of those interesting characters like Conan the Barbarian or even like Sherlock Holmes or even James Bond. Like they're such iconic characters and they're owned by these like conglomerates. So, anybody can write a story about them, and as long as it's approved by that conglomerate, it can be a story, right? And there's no real timeline or canon for Red Sonja because how many stories have been written about her, and she's always depicted as like she's 30-ish, So, I mean, not all that shit happened in 1 year, so, right? So it's one of those characters where it's like, this is just a fun story. It's not fun, actually. But it's a great story where Red Sonja is just having her shit go on, and she steals this thing from a queen who she was the lover of. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Swords and babes in the sack together. All right. Sign me up. You know what I mean? Right?
Without pictures?
Yeah, without pictures. But she steals this thing from her, and she's on the run, and all this shit is happening to her. And meanwhile, her homeland, Hyrcania, is under attack by these, like, strange creatures. Mm-hmm. And so she's on her way, at this point in the book, she's on her way back to Hyrcania to help. And it's just a really good book, because it's just basically, like, every fucking chapter is like, hey, here's some stuff about this character, and then they kill somebody with a sword, and then here's the next chapter. Yeah, and somebody dies, and then there's the next chapter. Yeah, like it's really good, and it's a quick paced book, which I really like. But I just really enjoy. I don't know that I've read any of her comic books, which sucks. But I think I need to, next time I'm at the store and I see the X-Men book she writes, we got to get that and just check it out. Mm-hmm. Because she tweets about it all the time. Spoilers. Thanks a lot. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I've never really read any Red Sonja stuff, so.
I haven't either. I think my uncle, again, I had an uncle who was like maybe 5 years older than us. So he's more like a cousin, and he introduced us to like Iron Maiden and AC/DC and shit. Mm-hmm. And he would have King Conan comic books, And they used to have Sword of Conan, which was a magazine-sized comic book.
Yeah.
Like newsprint.
Is this like Marvel or?
Oh, yeah, Marvel back in like 70s. And so, we would read occasionally. My dad had a couple of Conan books. Those had pictures. They were, and yeah, those, let me tell you, I looked at those pictures a lot.
Just like I paused the movie a lot.
When I was 11 and 12, I looked at those pictures in that Conan book a lot because there were a lot of damsels in distress without stuff on.
I mean, yeah, and you see the movie.
It's boobies.
Boobies.
I never saw the movie.
Never?
I need to. No, I need to though.
You've never seen it ever?
I need to see both. I need to see both Conan and Conan the Destroyer and Red Sonja.
Oh yeah,
because Arnold's in that, but he doesn't play Conan. He plays a different dude. Even though Conan and Red Sonja have appeared. So it's an interesting book.
We should watch that. Jesus, what happened to my microphone? We should watch that sometime for sure.
Yeah, I know one of my favorite.
I haven't seen it all the way either. I've only seen clips.
Same. One of my favorite pieces of knowledge about that movie, that first movie, is that Kareem fucking Abdul-Jabbar is in it.
And James Earl Jones is the villain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we not
talking about?
It's going to be a double long box next week. Just me and you talking Conan.
Sure.
Conan the Barbarian.
It's on it should be like on.
It's on streaming.
I think it's on HBO.
Free.
Let me look.
It does. We'll find it.
Well, because I'm just gonna Google it. Because if you just Google it, then
because I don't want to pay for
it. Well, I don't want to rent it.
No.
But yeah, that's it. That's cool, man. Especially because it got signed. I would love to. I would love to see her at a con someday.
Me too. She's really cool. And the dedication is for her darling husband, who happens to have a thing for redheads, incidentally, and she's a redhead.
What?
What?
I have to find it on like cheap Blu-ray or something.
Why is it?
All of them say like you have to rent it. I don't think you can just stream it somewhere.
Did you just do Conan on streaming?
Yeah, Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien, right? Conan O'Brien. Dude, I'm so smart. Anyway, I hate rehashing some things on Long Box sometimes. I think I talked about this recently. Talking about Marvel.
Oh,
Rivals,
it's on Netflix.
But, it is on Netflix?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan the Barbarian.
Okay. I didn't see that when I pulled it up. Oh, the Jason Momoa remake is on.
It's on Roku and Prime.
The only thing I saw on Prime was that you could rent it. But the point is, we should try and see if we can watch that somewhere.
And the Destroyer apparently is really terrible compared to the.
Well, the Barbarian is like the bloody, gory, traditional Conan story, Conan the Barbarian story, and then the second one is like PG and it's more.
It's on Netflix too.
I've heard the second one is not as good either. Like like if you look at the rating,
I've heard neither one is really that great.
Oh, I mean, of its time. They're pieces, they're works of art, you know. My dad loved it. I never watched it more than just the clips. And I'd seen bits and pieces here.
We would have to rent Red Sonja, which is why we're not going to review that one.
I know that is one I haven't even seen clips of that. I've seen the like poster, but
I don't think I've ever seen even clips. I've seen pictures. And trust me, like, look, Bridget Nielsen, all right, in the 80s, holy fucking shit. She was like 6'1" and just stacked. You ever heard that song Brick House?
Yeah.
By the Commodores?
Mm-hmm.
That song was written about her. Like 10 years before anybody knew who she was.
Yeah. Lionel Richie wrote that.
She's a brick
house.
She's mighty. Just letting it all hang out.
If I were Thor, that's what I would have.
3624. What?
That's how to introduce myself. I'm mighty Thor.
Just letting it all hang out.
Throw the hammer at him.
Just try and lift it. You can't.
And you start just teabagging him. You ain't going to get up. You got the hammer on him. And that is how we would be Thor. I think I may have talked about it recently, but I'll talk about it in a different way. So I finally, yeah. So I finally started playing Marvel Rivals again after like a 5 or 6 month break, and I am like a fucking.
You just gave me shit off the air for using Newhart like 100 times. You use this every fucking week.
You know what?
Hey, you know what game I like playing? Rivals. Let me tell you all, and I hate it. I hate how Marvel does this shit, but I love it and I play it every day.
Dude, I'm the worst because we'll be playing with friends and I'll be fucking raging. And then I'll be like, all right, and then this game fucking sucks. I hate it. Fuck this, and then I'll just hit next match. Like I'm just into the next match. That's just that's the nature of it.
Classic self-flagellation.
Hey, I don't get
video
I don't
games.
play PvP games a lot. I don't play shooters that much anymore.
Oh,
I mean I do, but usually they're like single player.
except for that one every day.
Or I'm playing like, a co-op game with my wife. I'm not fucking playing online shooters. This is the only game that I play this religiously.
And I do it every day.
And I hate the fact
So I don't every day.
I didn't realize how obsessed and how much a fucking death grip this thing had on my life until
just now.
I reinstall it and I don't even start playing it again. And I look at the time and it's like 225 hours.
Why did you reinstall it? Did you uninstall it?
I kicked the stuff. I was off of it. And then I had one. You know what? I'm such a slut. I had one.
Skin back. You had a taste.
One guy come in my life.
You had a taste.
Listen to me here. I'm a slut. So this one guy starts becoming my friend, starts talking to me, and he goes, "Hey man, you play Rivals?" I'm like, "Oh man, I haven't played in months." Blah 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 blah. And then he starts talking to me about it, and then I start remembering the glory days. And so then I reinstall it, and like a fucking drug, man.
God.
But I wasn't even going to talk about it.
I saw a list of
But that's
stuff
what I'm
you
saying.
had.
I gotta work on it because my
Question.
long box has been occupied
Question.
by this one thing.
I know. Question. You had a list of stuff that you were wanting to accomplish today, and only about 2 things were marked off. Is that because you were playing Rivals all day?
I mean, a majority of it. But then
you do not get to use this as your long box today.
No.
I don't want to fucking hear
I
it.
moved those plans to the next day because no. I moved those plans to the next day because we were going to record this podcast
you're
today.
Gonna turn it around on me.
No, because I made those plans before. I was like, oh yeah, we were going to record them. I forgot about it. All right. And yeah, maybe I played Rivals a little bit too much today, and I was like,
Listen.
it's my day off.
Intervention. Long box is over. Let's talk about the X-Men.
No.
You just talk about how you're hooked on it like a drug.
No, but the way
Okay.
but what I will say is, and what I hope this game continues to
Help
do.
me. Please help me.
No, I think it is just at a business standpoint and a strategy of growth. It was ingenious of Marvel to find this team and say, let's make a Marvel, because I don't remember exactly the time frame, but a few years ago, Marvel hired someone to become a head of a gaming division, and they said, like, we want to, because for a long time, WB had those Batman Arkham games that kind of dominated, and
They're really good.
yeah, and then they'd make a deal with Insomniac.
Still classic.
They make a deal with Insomniac to make the Spider-Man games, and that gets so much popularity. There's a Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out a few years ago that's great, and
Is it?
there's a review of it on our channel, actually. I love that game. I'd love to replay that. But this one is different because this I never got into Marvel Ultimate Alliance or any of that stuff when those games came out, but it reminds me a lot of that in a way of, like, it's so cool to see all these characters. Like, in a comic book, it is so cool to have all these diverse characters together that you might not ever see in a comic book.
Oh,
And then to
look.
take that idea and then play against other human beings and make it a competitive game, and like the esports to this is insane. That we're talking about, like, oh yeah, well, if you're gonna fight with this character, then you're gonna need a Daredevil and a Captain America, and just the way that people are strategizing about it, it's just like I just love that shit.
I played
And
that
it gets
Marvel,
people interested in
I
it.
played that Marvel Strike Force.
Yeah.
And as they added characters, like, 3 every month for some goddamn reason, you don't need that money every fucking month. But we need a free one. We need one that's kind of premium and one that's ultra premium. And, like, no, you don't.
But for me,
But no, it was cool because, like, eventually it was like, oh, cool, here's, like, the original X-Men. Because it took a while because they didn't have Iceman for a while. And then they finally got, Archangel, and they didn't have a real Angel. But
I can't wait for
But it was five-person teams.
Yeah.
And so, you could do different things. Like, I did, like, West Coast Avengers because they had Iron Man, Tigra, Mockingbird, and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And U.S. Agent. Because he was a member of the team, like, way late. They didn't have Wonder Man yet. I'm sure they...
But
I haven't played that in, like, a year and a half because I got sick of them taking my money and my time. Do you hear me in there?
Well,
In your shell?
I'm enjoying it, so I don't see what the problem is, but whatever. I'm not.
I gave you 2 pieces of evidence that you're playing it too much.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't fucking care what you think. No.
Fair point.
No, I have time off right now, so I've been playing it more than I usually
You should be doing whatever you want to do. No shit.
Yeah, I know.
And fuck what
I know
everybody
you're
else
messing
is.
with me.
No, but I like that you have...
My point I was getting to with that, though, was... No, I can't tell you how many times from playing this game back when I was heavily involved with it, now coming back and playing it again, how many times I was thinking to myself, I could watch First Steps tonight. I haven't watched that in a while because I've been trying to get Lord status with Mr. Fantastic. And I'm like, oh, maybe I could watch that. And then, I just keep... and for me, the big thing for this and its popularity of this game is I hope it keeps being popular because you know what? If it can just get one person that really likes this game but has never read a fucking comic book to read a comic book, I think that's good.
Yeah.
My thing is always going to be driving people, not even necessarily to Disney Plus to watch the MCU movies. Sure, whatever. You probably already watched that before you even played this game.
And comic book stores now are so much more inclusive than they've ever been.
Exactly. And so my other angle for this is just I love the fact that whenever I keep talking to people about it and interact with people about it, they want to talk about these characters and these movies and these comic books, and then it's even more fun for me because then I can explain something like there's a really good comic about this particular skin. You should go read. So I really do hope that does do that. And do that to people. That's why I think I'm enjoying coming back to it so much is because
I'm concerned for you.
I just really like Marvel.
I'm worried.
It's fun. It is hilarious, though, that whenever I post clips of it, people give me so much shit, and it's just funny because it's like, this sucks.
Why do they give you shit?
Because I'm a noob, dude. You don't know that? Anyway.
Why do you think I don't game?
Yeah.
I get enough bullshit from people in real life. I don't need to get it online on purpose.
By the way, this is a Marvel heavy episode. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah, fucking shit.
So anyway, Marvel.
Nice.
We're recording this Tuesday, January 6th, though.
It's called
shit.
Marvel.
I forgot we were recording on January 6th.
Oh, Jesus.
So anyway, Marvel released the leaked X-Men Doomsday teaser that had been leaked and then was on in front of a few screenings for Avatar Fire and Ash.
Yeah, to get them to watch that piece of garbage movie.
And this one is focused on the X-Men. And you've probably already seen it online before they finally released it in HD.
I waited for all three to come out because why not?
At
this point.
What's the other one?
There's the Thor.
Oh,
and
Captain
Steve
America.
Rogers.
Yeah. Steve Rogers.
I heard about all three of them and I knew what they entailed, but it was like, don't describe to me what it is. If you don't have the video, just tell me that there's.
Let me ask you
in
this
there.
though: do you think that they're going to go to the Captain Carter universe? That's where Steve Rogers is? No, because he's dead in that universe. Maybe I don't know. Fucking know. How are they going to explain this? How are they going to explain Captain Steve Rogers coming back?
I really don't know. Clearly, it has something.
That's
to
the
do
only
with
loose
the
end
sun.
I'm trying to figure out.
Clearly, it has something to do with the sun.
Yeah. But okay, so of
Keep bumping this table and Space Ghost is gonna fall off. You better watch it.
he's going coast to coast. Based on
I'm going coast.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh my gosh. If we're going to rank the three of them, the last one is probably I love Thor. He's my favorite character in the MCU. So
I didn't know who it was at first. I thought it was fucking Robert Downey Jr. doing his Doom voice. And I was like,
it would be hard to argue that this X-Men one isn't the best one because holy shit, man.
It got the best reaction out of me.
Yeah. So
I was like, yeah!
Having Magneto, Ian McKellen's Magneto, narrate this and talk about death.
I think it's Patrick Stewart.
No, that's Ian McKellen.
I'm pretty
There
sure
is a
it's
difference.
I'm pretty sure it's Patrick Stewart.
Go back and look.
Agree to disagree.
It sounds
Agreed.
Patrick Stewart is more up
Oh,
here.
okay. All right.
And Ian McKellen is lower.
Yeah, you're so good at it.
Charles. I'm not good at it. I got to work at it. I'm not an old man yet.
What are you fucking saying?
I'm Ian McKellen.
All right.
I'm Magneto.
What the fucking fuck was that? You need to clip that. I'm Magneto.
Shit, now I got to play as Magneto in that game now. So I can be like, I'm Magneto. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw a cartoon once where they called him Magneto. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Magneto.
They called him Magneto. I'm pretty sure. And it was a Marvel, sanctioned.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
I also think Marvel is leaning heavy into the X-Men again too, because I like that. So the whole thing is like Magneto is narrating and he's just kind of setting it all up.
Did I bring the whole
but
Sins of Sinister thing over here?
I don't think you ever did.
Okay, because
So
I don't know where it is now.
Anyway, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
First of all, the big takeaway is Cyclops going OP finally. James Marsden is going to get something to do with his fucking Cyclops now because they actually figured out what to do with him. Not the only. There are a lot of characters Fox fucked up. But of those original 3, like, you talk about a character that got fucking neutered and butchered throughout those movies is Cyclops.
And then killed.
He was fine
immediately into like 3
exactly.
minutes into 3.
Not even that.
Just killed.
He's not that bad in the first movie. But it's very obvious by the second movie
that he is taking a backseat.
Yes, it's all about Jean and Wolverine.
Blah, blah, blah.
When normal X-Men comics, it's the other way around because Cyclops is always, not always, but for the most part, always been the leader of the X-Men. And that's what I'm saying. Those movies never got his character right at all. He was like the closest I think they got was maybe that first movie, and then the third movie they fucking kill him for no reason. So it was cool to see him go OP, and he's wearing the fucking yellow Speedo with the strap, like in the cartoon in the comics.
Blue Speedo with the yellow.
No, the yellow is the strap in the Speedo, and he wears a blue suit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm like no. That's probably my favorite thing.
He's like X-Men 97 style.
It's probably my favorite thing that we're getting from the Fox X-Men coming to the MCU and them doing all these redoing these things with X-Men is now we're getting traditional X-Men suits with the fucking red X's on them and the yellow and the blue, and it's like, yeah, guys, it's almost like, and look, I get it. Some costumes don't work on screen the way they do on page. I get that, but following that stupid-ass Grant Morrison idea, and I'll say it, it was stupid at the time, with the Ultimate X-Men, we're like, let's take away the best thing about them, the big, bright, different suits. Let's make them wear all black. Like, let's follow that. No, that's fucking dumb. The best thing about the X-Men is their bright, colorful suits, and we're getting that. What? You disagree? You like the fucking jumpsuit black shit? So we can look like every other movie in the 2000s? Anyway, go ahead.
I prefer the yellow and blue.
Yeah.
That was the 90s heyday. Like a lot of characters wore a variation of it. Like Gambit wore a variation of it with his duster, and then Forge had a variation of it.
Rogue
Storm
has like the
had a
green
variation
instead of the blue.
Mm-hmm. No, she had a blue one. I can't remember what she
Well,
looked like.
she has a green one.
Yeah, she's generally green and yellow.
Yeah.
Fucking Packers.
But that's not. But I'm saying I like that variation, and I like that. That's what I've always liked about the X-Men. Where like they have like blue and yellow is kind of their color scheme, but they're different.
I give Morrison a pass for the suits because his stories were really good.
I'm sure. I've never read Ultimate X-Men. I thought that
he did an actual X-Men book.
Wasn't it? Oh yeah, because
it wasn't the Ultimate X-Men.
Well,
book.
that was
just regular X-Men.
I think that was Whedon. Joss Whedon did Ultimate X-Men.
because I remember my brother had a bunch of books about it.
And I'm sure they were good.
Guy named Zorn.
So maybe it was that
universe inside of his head.
So maybe it was Joss Whedon who fucked it up. Then maybe it was him that put them in the black jumpsuits. I just hated that because I'm like, that's not what I like.
Yeah, but that was after the movie. Somebody else in the marketing.
Oh yeah,
came
you're
up
right.
with it
I guess
for
that
the
came out
movie.
first.
Well, no, the thought was, I don't know if
it won't work.
I don't know if they even did testing or not. The thought was, oh, you can't have that because it'll be garish. It'll look stupid on screen.
They were
in
still
real life.
navel gazing at that point because they'd not really tried something this scale in quite a while. So.
Yeah, I don't know that they even. Who knows? I mean, we'd have to look that up if they even tried to do a screen test of
maybe they did. I don't know.
The brown and yellow.
And in their
Wolverine,
defense,
you know,
it's a
and
much
like
different time now, 26 years later, of these movies that like audiences are just more accepting of their traditional comic book suits. And okay, we were talking a little bit too much just about that, but I'm just saying like that was a huge sign to me. And I think like all of these teasers, you could argue they are nostalgia bait. They're like, hey, remember Thor? Remember Captain America? Remember that we were told you the X-Men were going to be involved? I don't give a shit.
It's fine.
I'm still having a great time. When I saw it,
creaming my jeans every time I watch one.
Yeah, when I texted people about it, I'm like, I'm fucking pissed I have to wait 11 months.
I know.
It worked because before this, I mean, you and I do this show, so we were already interested in it. But the hype level was nowhere near where it is now when you release all these teasers, and now everybody's like, oh shit. Like that Thor one gave me goosebumps. And then the Cyclops one, I'm like, what?
Look,
we're actually going to do the X-Men justice?
The MCU is pretty much masters of trailers at this point.
They're the kings of hype.
They really are. They know how to make a trailer that gets you ready to go.
Every Marvel trailer.
Here's what the Doomsday trailer is going to be. It's going to be a bunch of like action sequences with a voiceover of somebody.
It's going to be his Doom voice.
No, it's going to be somebody, not Doom. The final voice. Oh, I just saw. The final voice. They're gonna do a bunch of stuff, whatever, and there's something, whatever. I know you're like, that's not really cool. I don't even know if you're making but like the first like 2 minutes or whatever will be different action sequences and character moments throughout, from the movie, and then the final thing will be like a door closing or something, and then it'll be like, I am Doom, or so. It'll be like that'll be the final part of the trailer, and that'll just get me going like
Well, my thing is like, what if it's like because they're leaning heavily on those character like all of.
I like
Steve's didn't, but Thor and the X-Men trailer had that style of narration already, so I would not be surprised if it was like multiple people talking, and then it ends with. And then it's like all hail Doom or
yeah, I like that they're keeping Doom under wraps.
I don't want to see him.
No.
And if we do see him in the trailer, shroud him. I don't really want to I like the idea of having the hood on. I don't want to see what he looks like until the movie comes out.
I don't mind if they show him at any point in the trailer.
But I like that we haven't seen him yet.
I like that, we haven't heard him. We haven't seen him. Because I want to be surprised. Like, I have no doubt. When it was announced, people were like, oh, what the fuck? I have no doubt that RDJ is going to fucking kill it. No doubt.
We said on this show it reeks of desperation. And it still does.
I don't give a shit.
However,
he's still going to kill it. Still RDJ.
Hey, it worked. It worked because I was like, it reeks of desperation. We'll see what happens. The trailers come out. I'm like, okay, all right, we're cooking.
Look, people forget.
I still don't know how this movie's going to work. Like, we said this with Infinity War and Endgame. I understand. But I think there's a lot of fucking characters.
Are we in phase 6 now?
I think so. Who fucking knows?
Right. But people forget, like, leading up to Infinity War and Endgame and whatnot.
Disjointed as hell.
Right. And people
we've talked about that before,
yes. Yeah. So everybody's like, the MCU's failing. Like, no, we're in the same boat as we were.
And now it's all coming together.
Yes. And everybody's all hyped about it again. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
anyway.
Apparently,
when's the next show coming out?
Well, apparently during all that phase 4 and 5 stuff, you remember, like, Feige sat down, they had a meeting to kind of map this shit out.
Yeah. Because
And
he knew
what they're mapping out is rebooting the universe and rebooting everything. And I kind of would love them to. You and I have been saying for a long time that's what's going to happen in Secret Wars, and I really do hope they need to because they need to simplify this shit. It's too big. There's too much, way too much.
The comic books are too much, and to try and like make it a network of TV shows and movies is admirable. I applaud you for trying, except for ultra nerds like me, who eat all that shit up.
Yeah.
It is not it's not sustainable.
Exactly.
What's the next show coming out?
I don't hold on. Let me get to that.
Sorry.
Because I think the next
The
next show is Wonder Man's coming out in a couple weeks. I fucking forgot about this. Coming out this month.
Yes.
And that looks good.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
Yeah, it looks awesome because it's him and Trevor from Shang-Chi and Iron Man. And it's so meta already and I'm like, I'm going to love it. And I think it's the end of the month. I'd have to look at the date.
That'd be awesome.
But I think it's like the last
Daredevil
Wednesday.
season 2
March,
or whatever.
I don't have an exact date on that.
That's good.
But see, this one what I was gonna get at, and I hope DC sticks to this as well, because I liked what James Gunn said, where it's all connected. However, like, I'm not gonna stop creators from telling their stories. So, like, if there is anything connected, a lot of times it's just kind of in passing and it's kind of tangential and it's just accepted in the world. And I kind of would like MCU to go back to that. Because I remember, if you think of, like, the Phase 1 stuff and Phase 2, and, like, clearly they were like, oh, we're going to Avengers. We're going to do this. There's Captain America's shield. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I kind of liked doing it that way. But here's the question. Or here's the problem you run into. You can't just do that again.
No.
You can't just do the Avengers again. And like you and I have talked about it, we've done the universe thing. I'm all for this shit breaking off and every movie being like it was and it being isolated. And if you ever want these characters to cross over, just let them cross over like you do. How many times that happened in fucking sitcoms and shit, where there was no other logic than, well, these two shows are just crossing over.
To be honest, you know what you should really do for me and all the other like Marvel heads or whatever.
All the shills like us.
If you do like a complete reboot or whatever, do this for me. Okay? Do this for me.
Because it needs to be simplified.
Do a Thor, a Hulk, an Iron Man, and an Ant-Man and Wasp movie.
Oh, do the original Avengers.
And then an Avengers movie.
Oh, like the actual comic book lineup. Okay.
Yeah, and keep like
Hank Pym and like, but here's the thing. Do like the life storybooks, dude, and do it like each couple movies or decades. So then you age the characters and you age the actors.
I'm saying like you could do like a 5 movie set. It doesn't have to involve anything else. It's just, hey, we're going to redo this, and now we're going to redo Days of Future Past, like the whatever.
More like the comic, but I don't know. That movie was really good.
It was, but I'm just saying, I think the next logical step for the MCU, honestly, is to start making more comic accurate like storylines and making them more closed.
Yeah,
and
making them
pods of things.
And they should do like they did with comics and make them again, even go back to how you started making them and make them these isolated stories and let these creators just tell their story. Because how many times have you and I said, and we talked about it as this stuff was happening with continuity, continuity sucks ass because you are forcing a creative person to have rules, and art is better when there's no rules. You know what I mean? Here's
the problem with continuity is that we are such creatures, us comic book people are such creatures of like, we mark each other. And the way that we mark each other is be like, kind of like back when Storm was like, when she didn't have her powers and she just had the mohawk.
Yeah.
And somebody will be like, yeah, I remember that. That was da-da-da-da. And you're like, okay, I mark you now. You're a comic book dude too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is...
You get it, yeah.
That's more for us, I think, to be like, hey... But yeah, continuity does suck. Let me just say, we are also the assholes who have been waiting for the absolute superheroes to team up for a year now.
But...
we are.
Well, no,
we're the shitheads who are like, Batman is Wonder Woman absolute team up.
I applauded them because they took a year. I was like, didn't we? One of us said it was. I was surprised it took him a year.
For sure, but I just want to make sure that everybody knows
might have said it,
we do have hypocritical tendencies
I know.
here at Off Panel Off Topic.
Again, I'm not against in the future of these characters just crossing over. Because you've already built that into the zeitgeist. You've already have comic book people like you and me that just accept it. Because how many times you read a comic book and then just fucking Spider-Man shows up. And it's like, all right. And that's just what's happening. Because I don't, you cannot keep doing this continuity game for that. And I think DC is going to run into this issue too. And they're probably going to just blow up and just do whatever the fuck they want. Because quite honestly, that's me as a fan of this shit and a consumer of this shit. I really don't care to do the universe stuff anymore. We did it. It had a 20 plus year run at this point, or not 20 years. Well, yeah. By the time the last one comes out, it'll be almost 20 years of the MCU. Like, it's had a run, man, and it's legendary. We'll never see something like that again. And I'm grateful I was there to be a part of it. And I was, and I will never be upset about this stuff with like the MC, like we'll criticize it, but like again, back to that Marvel Rivals thing, it'll make sense. The amount of people,
you fucking dick.
The amount of people that care about these characters and are actually reading these books now and actually investing in them, I'll always be grateful for that.
Dude, they're compelling stories, like no matter how you look at it, and I mean, they're all really compelling, and yeah,
And you're right. Maybe make if you're gonna remake these books or redo these stories, make them more accurate. Because now you got all these rights to all these characters, so now you can have Wolverine and Spider-Man, and the actual story of Civil War and all that other shit. Like you can, because the movie is nowhere near what the actual story is. It takes elements, sure, but it's not the same,
and that's okay,
and that's fine too.
Yeah,
I'm not against that either. But I'm just saying, if that's the way you could do it, like you said, because they already take so many liberties. Like you could definitely do that.
You want to know what you can do for me? You want to know what you can do for me, entertainers and shit and creators. You can give me a 300 style over green screened Avengers movie based on the very first Avengers comic book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Just make it over fucking make it as practical as possible. But like that stupid fucking big gold armor ain't gonna be practical.
Yeah.
So just fucking CGI it. I don't give a shit. But give me bright colors.
Yeah.
Give me fucking Kirby. Give me that shit. Give me the Wasp with her stupid fucking helmet, all right? Give me the Thor with the helmet where he's got bangs.
Dude.
Give me that shit.
You know how badly
Give me the bright blue breastplate.
You know how badly
Sorry.
we've been aching for Planet.
I was in the middle of a rant. It's
Well,
fine.
I'm just saying, you have Hulk's rights now. Why not? And I know you already took a lot of elements.
Give me a big green Hulk.
I know you already took a lot of those elements and put it in Thor Ragnarok.
Bright green.
But I would love to see the actual story, like the actual comic of Planet Hulk, and then the sequel being World War Hulk. I would fucking eat that up.
I wouldn't mind seeing the origin of the Hulk in the MCU, because the real origin of the Hulk in the MCU is really
The Edward Norton one.
Kind of.
It's the same. It just he got hit by a gamma bomb, dude. It happens all the time. People get gamma radiation that turn into big green.
Give me a
Hulks.
CGI'd version of Hulk number 1, motherfucker. Give me a bright gray and then green Hulk. What?
Stop teasing us like you did in Deadpool and Wolverine, and actually let Wolverine fucking fight Hulk.
Yeah,
do it. Do it. That's what I'm saying. You spent all this money and you completely crashed the FTC to do it. You got all these fucking characters. Why not use them?
Fucking dicks.
But hey, I'm fucking amped. December 18th. How many?
December 18th?
2026. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Who do you think's going to die? The X-Men, obviously.
Who do I think is
Wait a minute. Is Monica Rambeau in that in the universe where Patrick Stewart, or like where Xavier and Magneto are?
We only saw
her with
a
Beast.
CGI'd Beast.
And he is in this.
And he was Kelsey Grammer's voice.
Yes, and he's in it.
And Monica Rambeau as Monica Rambeau as binary. No.
Also,
her mom as binary.
Can I just be clear? Fuck Kelsey Grammer. I don't know if I've said that enough on this show, but fuck that piece of shit.
Are you talking about how he's a right-wing piece of shit?
Oh yeah, he's a Trump dick rider, so I don't like him.
Yeah, it's too bad because he is a really good Beast.
Yeah, he's great as Beast. He's a great actor. Mm-hmm. Shit person. Guess what? That's pretty common in Hollywood. I don't even know that. But a lot of them are shit people. Speaking of shit people, guess what time it is, folks?
Devil.
I am not over 60 years old, you shitty ad.
You shitty ass.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Tyler, we got some comic books to read today.
Yep.
And first up, we've got The Catacomb of Torment. It's one of those excellent comic books that we would read. They're like the anthology stories. Did one a while back.
EC, entertaining comic book.
Entertaining comic.
Back in the day, for those of you who don't know, but they used to have you've read like Tales from the Crypt, and Creep Show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've made movies of them and things. And the Crypt Keeper.
Tales from the Hood is a underrated classic.
It's a spin-off of it, and I believe
it is
Tales from the Crypt presents Tales from the Hood. If I'm not.
But
mistaken.
you've seen it. It's great.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like it's actually like
all right, great.
connected to
it's 90s good. Let's put it that way.
Whatever. Anyway, but they made all these books back in the 50s, and then that's how we got the Comics Code Authority because people were freaking out, and it's a long story.
And we've read
Point
these
is
books before. We read one a few. I don't know the number, but we read them recently.
I got a bunch of the collected works of some like the Vault of Horror and stuff. And these are really interesting books because they're a different time, but they're also still really good stories. And they're usually pretty good for like 4 or 5 page stories, right?
Yeah.
And then I started noticing that these were coming out, and I'm like, sweet, like, modern horror comics. Like, I really do not care for horror movies. I really don't. But I am totally all about horror comics.
You should read some of the books on my bookshelf because you might like horror books. No. How is it any different reading a comic book? Well, I mean, it's a different experience, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going to read a horror comic, right now to read a horror book. That's all I'm saying.
Catacomb of Torment.
Oh, you just don't want to be my friend. Fuck you. All right, so we got 3 stories. There's The Composite Man by Matt Bors and Claire Rowe.
Yep.
Making the Cut by Rachel Werner and Sean McManus.
Yep.
And The Filmmaker's Dilemma by David Baker and Justin Greenwood.
Yes. Truth to tell, I really only like the second one. They're all 3 decent stories.
The second one was my favorite, too.
Yes.
The first one is weird. I like it, but it's like the twist is kind of like, eh.
And what's the... yeah.
It is funny because these are similar to those Creepshow books.
You need to read the space one because that one's got some really interesting ones. The science one that I brought over.
That Worth It one is still funny to me.
So good. Okay, so Composite Man is about this woman who keeps coming in.
Who keeps getting attacked.
And robbed and sometimes assaulted and everything. And this guy keeps the composite artist for the police. He keeps being there. And
there's a narrator. It's like a third-person narration explaining the whole process.
She's starting to make her own things, and she started noticing that, like, hey, wait a second, there's some funny stuff going on, and he's always there, and the cops are thinking that she's crazy. It goes through this whole thing where, like, she's like barricaded herself in her house, like she's been vilified on social media.
Everybody thinks
and finally the guy comes back again. And she says, she's got an axe, and she's just been waiting, and she cuts his hand off.
Yeah.
And so she calls the cops in, and she's like, hey, guess what? I got evidence. And they show the Composite Man in his in his studio, and realize that he's not going to be able to draw because he's the one who got his hand cut off.
Yeah, so he was the one doing it the whole time, and then he just
had all these disguises.
Yeah, and so he would constantly change his look to, and then she.
That's how he knew. That's how he could draw it exactly because he knew exactly.
Yeah, he knew exactly what she wanted.
Which it's an interesting story. It's just not really, my favorite.
Making the Cut is the one that I like the most too.
This is basically
Should we grade it as a whole with these collection of short stories? Should we grade just the issue as a whole or each story?
I'll give the whole issue a B. They're all 3 good stories, and they're thinkers, which I love about stories. The middle one is the best. Basically, this asshole
Making the Cut
university is like, hey. We got to start getting rid of these students. It's one of those dickheads fucking complaining about affirmative action.
Well, you know what? It's a very telling story of our time about cutting DEI, what they refer to as diversity student DEI students or whatever. So the one guy that's pissed about it, they're like, well, fine, you're in charge of it. So then, the whole story is anytime he's inconvenienced because he has to make these cuts anyway, he's like, you know what? You're 5 minutes late from class, you're expelled. You're expelled. Like, so he just keeps cutting and cutting and cutting.
And then they're just cutting these guys for no reason because they're talking about stuff, and he's literally just cutting all of the other people, and the whole story, you're like, oh, this is really terrible that this guy has to do this, and he hates doing it. And finally, they get rid of him. Almost wish I could keep you, but Crips also don't make the cut. And they finally reveal that the guy who's been making all these cuts is in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
That was the best.
Shit.
All these stories have a twist.
You don't even notice that he's sitting down in every story until...
When you get to that panel 100%, I did not realize, he was sitting every fucking frame. And I love it when a story shows you that detail and does a good enough job hiding it because he's always sitting behind a desk. in his room, in his classroom, or he's sitting behind a desk at a meeting. Like you never really, you don't see the handlebars really. Maybe I missed them, but yeah. So then, the dean pretty much says, "Well, we got to cut you too because you're crippled."
Yep.
So then
the next page
is him turning the page on it and like having the students help him like strap down the dean, and they start making their own cuts. And they just stab him
if
to
you
death.
will.
And they just stab him to death.
Looks like Dr. Fascio failed his DEI litmus test too. Hacking away at affirmative action got him severed. What, you don't like the voice?
Severed! The end.
The end.
And then we get,
We like to be polite and tell you that the story's over. The end. You may go.
This is what I love about the horror genre, is where you can just be like, it's done in such a satirical way that you do root for these kids just carving this guy up.
Because
like,
fuck that guy.
It's justice.
Fuck that asshole.
Fuck you.
I told Bussy, or I told one of our people off the air that it is impossible to be a true follower of Christ and also a capitalist.
No.
It is just impossible.
It's so exploitive.
I have to tell you that whether you like it or not, Jesus was a socialist.
Give up your riches. Feed the poor, he said. Just saying. If you hey, you should follow Christ. He's got some really good ideas. I'm just saying. I don't think you are reading the same teachings of Christ that I am, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
so
read the ones written by Billy Graham.
the last one is The Filmmaker's Dilemma by Dave Baker and Justin Greenwood. So this one, I love the device that's used for this in the narration. Like towards the end, almost every panel starts with when you're a documentary filmmaker. So a lot of these inner narrations of this character, when you're a documentary filmmaker, it reframes how you see everything. So he keeps running into this guy at this store, this clerk. He's like, I don't know, this guy seems weird. It's sketchy. And then he
looks a lot like the guy from No Country for Old Men. No kidding.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. So, and then he goes and waits outside this guy's house and just records him. He's just waiting for something bad to happen for months. And then when you're a documentary filmmaker, it reframes how you see everything is a phrase he returns. But sometimes you just have a gut instinct about something and you follow it, sometimes for years, with no real proof that it's going to amount to anything. And then one day, you're proven right. So, like, this woman gets slapped by this clerk, so there's, like, some domestic violence. And then you're kind of wondering, when is this going to turn? It's already turned, because now, like, the minute you're camping out at this guy's house for years, it's fucking crazy. And then this part where she escapes and she runs into him and he could drive her away and save her, take her to the police. But he doesn't want to because it's a better story if she gets killed. Is essentially what he says. He says, are you okay? And she's like, we need to get out of here. He's coming. He's right behind us. I think we all need to just talk this out, I think. And they're like, wait, what? And he's like, look, I really need you to go back into the house. This isn't a satisfying ending. You can't just escape like this. So eventually she gets away. He doesn't because the guy finds him and he was like, well, since she got away, I'm going to fucking kill you instead, and then just strangles the guy to death. And he dies.
And he's like, this is a much better ending.
And I'm like, a great satire and horror story about our current times of how many times have you watched a video where something really bad happens, really shitty happens, sometimes really funny, I don't know. But how many times you watched it and you're like, why don't you hey, the guy filming, why not help?
Perfect example. I don't know if it was proven wrong or fake or whatever.
Oh, about the woman yelling?
Andy Dick.
Oh. No.
Did you see this? Like a week ago, he was found unresponsive on a sidewalk in Manhattan. Like he was all cracked out. And these two guys who found him took the time to like pose for a video with him while he's maybe dead.
Jesus Christ.
Before they fucking called anybody.
And I love that.
Check it out, Andy Dick. Dude, what's up, Andy Dick?
That's why it's a great story, because when that character...
Is he okay? Well, let's do this first, and then we'll worry about the health of the...
That's what I love about... I will say, I
shit.
did like that one, too, because of the way that they made the main character
indicative
shitty.
Of our times.
Because, yeah, exactly. It's like, he could have been a hero and saved someone's life, but decided, I want to throw you back in there and let you die so I can have a better movie.
And he dies himself. All three stories are pretty good.
All right.
Nullified variant, but it was in my...
So yeah, we have another I'd say it's probably a B for me as well for Catacomb Torment. But now we move on to another book, and don't you dare start because we gotta, we have to wait for Skeletor. Oh my god!
Yeah, again. You butthole. You butthole.
No.
Yes.
Anyway, so the next book that we have. Oh, now it's too loud. We have Mortal Thor number 5.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Anyway, we'll get it right. So the last issue was setting up Magni, or is it Modi? I think it was Magni. He takes the Thor force, the All-Father power, and kind of setting him up to be Thor and carry the mantle of Thor. But this one comes back to Sigrid Jarlson, but the issue actually starts with Odin, because if you remember back in issue number 3, Odin showed up to confront Loki and trying to be like, what the fuck are you doing here? So they have a conversation, and
awesome.
And
the art is so good.
Yeah, I love it. And I love like the scene where he looks out the window and he sees his former self out the window. Like it's like a great panel. And essentially, we find out here that Odin left Valhalla to understand what's happening with Thor and figure out where his son is and if this is his son, if this is Donald Blake, who is this Sigrid Jarlson guy. And then he pretty much says now that he left Valhalla, he can't go back.
Ever.
So he's now Odin the Wanderer, which is kind of sucks for him, I guess. But it's funny because Loki's trying to explain you can't escape. He's like, I built the fucking place, Loki. I'll walk out when I want. I love that little bit of him being his dad, being like, I fucking own it. So what difference does it make? Yep. So that was the big revelation there. And then he also says that Sigrid is, because he sought vengeance first, because because he went after him in the mask.
Beat up the guys.
Yeah, after he already fought them. Because of
Thor.
that is not the actions of Thor, and he is not worthy of Thor, and he will not receive Mjolnir's power or any of Odin's power or anything like that.
So the cops are questioning him.
So, yeah, and they're questioning him about the assault from the second issue where he showed up to the biker bar and just beat the shit out of him with the hammer.
Right, and this slick dude shows up.
Yeah,
his Krask.
It's his city-appointed lawyer or whatever, his public defender or whatever. He's
a slick guy.
That's what you're meant to believe when you first meet him, because they keep trying to pin this all on him, and he's just like, I want to talk to my lawyer. And I love the cop is like, well, that sounds like a guilty person to me. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, if I'm ever in a situation where I have to speak to police or I am being interrogated, I ain't saying a word.
That's good advice.
Because you know what? You don't say shit until your lawyer gets there.
So we got a lot of evidence to get through here. Really? You do? Because I only brought this. And he shows him a letter, and he's gone. They go, all right, well, he's out. And he goes out to a limo where Donald Blake is. And
Donald Blake?
What?
Looks an awful lot like Loki.
He's talking about...
So what I'm trying to understand is the whole reason Thor is dead is because of Loki. Why is Loki trying to create a new Thor? I don't understand.
I don't either. But what I do know is that apparently he steals Thor's soul or steals Sigurd's soul. I don't know.
Yeah. And so anyway, that's the one thing I'm confused
because the
about.
name of the story is called Thy Soul to Take. It's Al Ewing. He's smelling his own fucking farts
No,
again.
I think he's just trying. I think it's just classic Loki trying to be deceptive, because I'm not sure exactly what the motive is. You know what? It's an interesting issue. I like that issue too. I will say that's another series that I was like meh about, but I have enjoyed the first 5 issues.
I like the art a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, I would give it. It's a very, other than the conversation between Odin and Loki, it's a very average issue. So on that, I'd give it about a C. But because I feel like we rate things too high. No, I would say a B- to C. I would say C for me, because while I'm glad we're getting back
B-.
And while we're going back, I'm glad that we're doing that. We had that scene with Odin and Loki. Other than that, there's not much there.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted a little bit more with Sigrid and like all that, but
Sigurd,
whatever. Anyway,
listen, it's important.
C for me, B- for Tyler. Now we're on to our next book.
I could write a book about what
Oh, by the way, Pasqual Ferry was the artist on that Thor book. I don't think we mentioned him.
Nope, but he was off last issue. So Infernal Hulk number 2
by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Nick Klein. Come on down.
Come on down to the Infernal Hulk. We got prizes galore, and all you got to do is guess which prize is larger than the other. This is called Strongest, and we already saw that Hulk basically rose a city of monsters in like Oklahoma or something.
Kentucky.
Sure.
I only know that because they mentioned it in this issue. They say Kentucky.
Gotcha. Okay. So now he lands on the edge of the sea, and he claps his hands and just
parts the sea.
So cool.
And it is just like this underwater city.
And he goes to the underwater city, so he's trying to open up that city. And
while that's happening,
the Avengers are telling Namor,
like, "Hey, Hulk's come. He's in the Atlantic Ocean. He's coming, and this is not the Hulk we know. This is a lot more like we saw what the viscera and the shit that he did in Kentucky. Like, you need to look out for this dude.
I like the very, very, very sketchy Black Widow, Winter Soldier,
and Wolverine,
X-23,
Wolverine,
yeah, Laura Linney, Kinney.
We're gonna get it right.
Laura Linney.
No, I was thinking of Daphne Keane, the actress that plays X-23.
Yes.
So and then, but this I wanted to take the book because I wanted to point out because this was when I was reading it. I was like, okay, this is really good. I also want to point out I was reading this while taking a bath.
What? Is that why it's... No, just go on.
The front is a little... But,
fucking dick.
I didn't try to. Son of a bitch. I have no love for Hulk nor Banner, but I will not slay your dragon for you. If you wish to bring him to heel, do it without my... And then, doom.
Yep.
Doom. That was the part I was like, this is cool. I love shit like that. I love that just... Doom. And then, cracoom. And then, yeah... This big fucking monster. It is who dares waken... Is it Nagathil?
Sure.
Gothil? I'm going to say Gothil and say that N is silent. But Gothil. And I love how every time he talks, it's giant fucking letters.
The Hulk and Namor in Marvel Comics have always had a complicated relationship because they are very similar in their characters in the way that their motivations are their own, and more often than not, they're heroic. Their actions are heroic, but they have been looked upon and have acted the villain many times over the years.
And a lot of the time, it's not Hulk's fault.
And both Namor and Hulk have basically said to the outside surface world, go fuck yourselves. Many times.
Another thing, why dress you in this low form? You stink of the tree dweller. Like, I just love how he talks. Like, it's just loud, thuming voice. Yeah. Get thee gone, I sleep until mother's return. And then, so this Hulk says, I killed her, she's dead. And then Gothil says, hey, man, well, then it should go to the strongest, not you. That's so he eats him. And this is, I was telling you about this after I read it. This section of the book I really liked because I love the paneling inside the monster's belly and seeing Hulk in the belly. And then I love it whenever they do this, whenever there's a trope with like a kaiju where there's always like these other living things inside of it because of all the things it's consumed. So is that supposed to look like the Brood or just regular crustaceans? Because it kind of looks like the Brood. But anyway, so the Infernal Hulk gets swallowed by him, so then he has to figure a way out. So he punches his way out, rips his way out.
They're supposed to be. They're the antibodies of the thing because you notice it says, "Can we eat it?"
Yeah. It's nervous. Yeah, it's his white blood cells and stuff like that. So he fights them off, gets out, and then this is the next part. I was like, Jesus, this book. And you and I talked about this. With the first issue, we had such low expectations and had really no expectations for this. And there's some sequences where I'm like, holy shit, this book. Like, he crawls out of his brother's stomach and then grabs his intestines and then rips up his brother's belly and pretty much says, I think I'm the fucking strongest, dude. And then flies up with a spike, drives it through his jaw and says, I didn't come all this way to kill you. And then puts all this like gamma blood in him to resurrect him to do his bidding is essentially what happens. And you and I were talking about this. I really, again, did not know what to expect coming into this book. But man, I never thought I'd want to see the Hulk in this hardcore, gritty, gory book.
Yes.
But I fucking love it, man.
It's great,
Like,
man.
it's so good. Like,
and then
it's
Namor
nice-
comes up and he's like, "Hey, thanks for taking
Look.
care of him," and he basically just smacks him and like,
Look.
"Fuck you, dude."
Look, man, you and I are simple men. And I'm always going to love that big green bastard ripping shit up and tearing shit up, all right? And to do it on, like, that first issue where he's popping heads and ripping out people's guts and doing all this shit. And then, I think we mentioned in that first issue, but what Philip Kennedy Johnson does well and Nick Klein does well with his art,
Yes.
it is gory and can be, like, there are elements of, like, actual, like, impeding doom, like, scary moments. But it's almost cartoonish in a way. And I think, like, you and I have talked about it a lot.
The blood
but
is not blood. It's more like.
But it's like,
glop.
I knocked over all my
You
shit.
son of a
I bumped the
bitch.
table.
God damn it.
Surprisingly, Space Goes involved. I always say, like, I always remember hearing about Ed Boon, who created the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, and how when they talked about fatalities, and he's like, it's hard with fatalities because you have to toe the line, and almost every fatality has some sort of like wink at the end of it or like a little joke at the end of it, because when you go to that level of violence, you have to do it in a way that's over the top, because then it's just gross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think this book does a really good job of really, like, because that first issue, it is extremely violent and gory, but you know what? It is cartoonish in a way.
Yes. Again,
It's the same with this. He
it's
literally,
more like ectoplasm than blood.
in this one, he literally punches his way out of a monster and rips a monster. Like, him killing that monster in that way isn't as bad because it's a giant monster, but yeah, it's still gory and crazy and over the top. And I give this a solid A+, dude. I really like this issue a lot. Solid A+ for me.
I'm a big fan of. I've never heard of this Nick Klein before this.
No, his art's great in this
But
too.
I am just a big fan of his art.
I give it an A+, but I will
Wow.
say, no, I really like this.
Okay.
However, which I think is a better rating than I even gave the first issue.
Wow.
Might be. Well, I might knock it down to an A because fucking the Bruce Banner reveal at the end. But no, I joked with you about that, and I don't mind this really, but I just thought that was funny. It's like, you guys you had to, at least it's at the end of the issue, but I was like, maybe give me 2 more.
Also, we don't know what's going on.
Because I know Bruce is coming back.
Right, but we don't know what's going on or where he is.
It's all status quo shit at the end of the day, so I know Bruce is coming back. All right, so now let's get into the next part of the show, the steamiest part of the show, some might say.
Steamiest?
Or the juiciest, or the spiciest. I do want to talk about Sinister 6 separately, but so the next 3 books, we put them at the end of this because actually, no, did we do 6 books this week? We did.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there hasn't been a lot on, and I don't know if you're ever going to watch Fallout, so I've been holding off talking about that, and I might talk about it.
Might.
I missed an episode, and so I'm waiting, so I'm going to watch 2 episodes in a row, because that's the way to do it. I have, so we have ragged, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, and we have shit on Age of Revelation a lot in the past 3 months.
Well, if the shoe fits.
And if you don't like it, I understand. Thanks for listening to the episode, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Because we're going to spend some time talking about this.
And this is the last we're going to talk about it.
Because I want to talk, and again.
Age of Revelation,
and again,
Omega came out. I did not buy it, so it's too late.
And again, every bit of, like, most of my if not all of my criticism, has always been about Marvel. The Marvel publishing house, not the artists involved. My issue has always been with Marvel, because how good can you make a story if you're an artist if you're forced to play within this stupid ass story? Okay, because what are we? I'm not gonna knock over everything. I don't give a shit. I'm furious. So this week I'm kind of just like Tyler will read a handful of books. He'll give them to me, and we'll kind of like go through like which one should we read. I've been holding off on reading these fucking Age of Revelation books because I know they're shit. And we'll talk about X-Vengers too, and how that was deceptively good, and like, yeah. So I read Sinister 6. I'm like, okay, this is a weird team. Can you show me the front page of the team? Because this is going to be an interesting team to talk about.
It is Mr. Sinister, Havoc, Domino, Black Cat, Omega Red, who is, by the way, the dumbest character. It's so dumb. Hey, I have these giant things that kill people.
And I'm like Wolverine, because I was in Weapon Plus.
So wait, you get touched by those things and you die? Yep. That's a little overkill. You can't knock us out first? Lady Phantom X and Venom. And that's why I was like, let's see what this is about. And what we see is we see Misty Knight and Colleen Wing, and they're trying to map the territories, and they get attacked by the Sinisters 6. And it's Omega Red, and Black Cat is an actual cat lady, and Lady Phantom X and blah, and then they fight, and then they let him go, and then they were trying to get Venom, and they got Venom, and they track him, and they keep him, and they kept him, and they take him back to Mr. Sinister, and Havoc's kid is in a little bubble, and all right. And so Mr. Sinister, and then we take the symbiote, and he's trying to find a cure, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and I don't give a flying fuck. I thought, what an interesting idea, because some of them are hit or miss as far as the Age of Revelation books.
Yeah.
I think, for the most part, they're misses, and here's why. Nobody asked for it. Nobody asked for it. It's not a compelling enough story. I don't know if you ever gave me any reasoning why Doug Ramsey suddenly went rogue or how or any of that. You just said, oh, what if we did Age of Apocalypse but different? Because it's so,
Well, yeah, they even
right?
outright said it was about celebrating the 30th anniversary or 40th anniversary or whatever of Age of Apocalypse.
So no reasoning.
And so, yeah, they fucking throw together this shitty crossover.
I thought Sinister 6 would be cool because it was like, okay, what is this? There's like 3 other books that I didn't buy. Long Shots, X-Patriot X-Men, and some other one.
Amazing X-Men?
Maybe. But, I mean, I'm not... None of them... This interested me because it's like, okay, what does Venom have to do with the Marvel, with the mutants and stuff? And
he's not even fucking mutated or anything, so who knows?
The only thing that's cool about this book is Black Cat being a real cat.
That was kind of on the nose, but I liked it. Sometimes it works.
It's like the books we're about to talk about with Hawkeye and extra arms, kind of, right?
Yeah. And, like, the whole point of the book is to come to a conclusion that we already know, but they don't, that they think that Revelation did all this shit. And I'm like, okay, but what else? Like, what else is this? What's the fucking point of me reading this?
I don't know.
And there's so many times consistently throughout this event, I'm thinking, why the fuck am I reading this dog shit? Obviously, because I have a podcast. But I'm just like, if I weren't doing this show, I would not read those books, and I would not waste my fucking time, because you're going to find out none of it matters anyway. And it continues to be the same shit from both companies. Mm-hmm. The same shit. And I know, again, if you're still here, I'm glad you are. But the people that left, well, you don't care about this. But, like, why do we keep hammering this and harping on it? Because it's bullshit, and it needs to be called out. And I'm going to keep fucking calling out this shit. Because I love this shit, guys. I love comic books, and shit like this kills people's interest. Because why should I invest my money and my time to this? Now, I understand it doesn't take very long to read a comic book. I get that. But you're asking me to invest in these characters, and none of it fucking matters. None of it makes any sense, quite frankly.
When you look at the fact that a comic book costs $3.99 compared to back in the 90s, it was like $1.50.
Like 90 cents or something like that?
$1.50. And you think about it, here's something that nobody really wants to admit to themselves, especially people in power. But all of that money from $1.50 to $3.99, it all went up to the top. I was just thinking about this, and you might say, well, you have to pay your people more as the cost of living goes up. Yeah, but they haven't. Comic book artists and writers still don't make shit. They generally make most of their money for the convention. Hell no. They might get a mention.
Marvel owns that. That's
exactly.
It.
So, and they don't get paid shit. It's the same thing in my job. Like, people look at it from the outside and go, what a glamorous job. But I don't get paid shit to
pay,
do it.
Shit hours. Yeah, no, and I got...
So you could say, like, well, times are different. It's 30 years ago, and that's why it's $4 instead of $1. Okay, but that extra $3, that just went to the fuck faces at the top.
And my problem, too...
The dudes making this shit still make $1. Okay, get me? Got it. Thanks.
And yeah, look, you and I like the DCKO stuff, but even I'm like, we don't need this many fucking DCKO. But what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing with this nonsense? Just do the main fucking story and do it all there. And that's my problem. If you can't tell, no, I mean that's what I'm saying. If you can't tell Age of Revelation in one fucking 6-issue miniseries or 12-issue miniseries, then fuck off. Because Because you got to think, what story really warrants? Let's see. Let me just get to the fucking back of this. Okay, yeah. What warrants? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 fucking books. What story justifies that?
For 3 months.
Yeah, for 3 months. Because I got news flash for you. If you really invested in X-Vengers, it's 3 fucking issues.
All of these series are 3 issues.
Should have all been one-shots. To novel idea, do 12 one-shots or 16 one-shots, have all these characters in place, and then tell the story. Because that's literally what you did, but you wanted to milk more money out of people, so you stretched it for 3 issues, you pieces of shit. Fuck all of you.
Yeah.
So anyway, X-Vengers. I'm sorry. I hate to get so heated about it.
No,
but it's like because I was legitimately pissed off.
Here's the thing: is that
because the one series I liked ended.
X-Vengers was probably the one that I think we both liked the most out of all of them.
Yeah,
because it was kind of fun. I mean, except for the death.
I love it for that.
Yeah, but you know, I mean,
because I thought it was kind of funny. In a way.
But just the idea of it, you know, we read that 2099 The End, which sometimes you can do mashups and alternate timelines and really make it fun. And I felt like this did more than any of the other Age of Revelation books. It was fun, except for the death.
Instead of 3 issues, why not just collect it as one oversized issue, sell it for $5 or $6, $7 or whatever, and be done with it?
We really don't even have to go through the other 2. We did number 1. We will
in a way, because unlike Sinister 6, this connects directly to Age of Revelation. So I want to get through that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that like you didn't have to read. All you had to do was read number 1, and because nothing that happens in 2 and 3 affects anything, and then it's over. And you never hear about these characters again except for 30 years from now when we have the 30-year anniversary of Age of Revelation and it's Age of Fuckcakes.
So the last issue
and it's going to be Toad.
So the last issue was Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve was the last issue, like Age of Revelation. The next one I think is what it's. Let me look at the back of the book. Issue 3. But my point is,
it came out this past
but now, fucking come January and February, we got Storm number 1, we got Rogue number 1,
Cyclops number 1. Why do we have a Cyclops solo series that we never, ever needed? We've never, ever,
I would
never,
say,
never,
Storm,
ever, never, dad.
But you would read the Rogue one?
Never. No, I wouldn't.
Stop.
Because I don't need that either.
I had to snap at you like you're...
I don't need the Storm one either. I do not need X-Men solo books. I just do not.
I will read a Rogue book.
You go for it. You want me to buy it?
Because I'm crushing on her right now.
Who isn't?
Because, I mean, well, she just got added to Marvel Rivals, so I've been playing with her a lot.
Objectively is just hot for a fictional character.
Sugar. It's the sugar. You don't get that Southern Belle sugar.
Anyway, you were saying about
and you can't touch her. That's what makes it hot.
All right, you were saying.
Is that what you're gonna say?
No, continue with the book.
This is somebody says somewhere. So this book, X-Vengers number 2 and 3. So the last book, there was a Kree attack in Philadelphia that killed Variable Man, who was Ant-Man.
Well, Variable
Scott
Man
Lang
got killed after the Kree attack by a technocratic virus.
A virus similar to the one that started this whole shitty-ass arc.
Now, the reason why the technocratic virus is important is, A, the Vision is basically melded with one, and when Doug Ramsey was just Cypher and he was a part of the New Mutants, Warlock, who is a member of the technocracy, of the Technarch, I think is what they're called, but they're all machine based, okay? And Warlock was the guy who came to Earth escaping from his dad, because in their society you have to kill your dad.
Okay.
That's your coming of age.
Yeah.
And Warlock didn't want to do that, so he came to Earth and he became a New Mutant, and they accepted him. And him and Doug. Doug was the first one who could talk to him because Doug can understand any language, and that includes computer.
That's why he spoke this shit.
Includes computer coding and shit.
Yeah.
So he was able to talk to Warlock, and they became friends. So Warlock was, every time they went into battle, because he has no offensive capabilities, Warlock would build like a suit of armor around him. And truth to tell, the 80s New Mutants series is wonderful for Brett Blevins and Art Adams, who both made so many neat Warlock mechs. Sometimes it was a car, sometimes it was a tank with arms. I mean, so many really neat variations. But now that I'm done talking about that, that is why this has a lot to do with Cypher, who is Revelation in this book.
So
and why the technocratic blah, blah, blah.
And why I think both of us actually liked X-Vengers is because it actually advances the story forward. Because because like you said, it has those references to the past. It actually deals with Doug in the story in the next 2 issues. Like, he's crucial.
They do talk to him, yeah.
And I'm like, which
is interesting.
But what I'm saying, again, why that's the better books, because this actually is connecting to it and actually doing something with it. And so they go to the sanctuary where Revelation is, and they talk about the new virus that attacked in Philadelphia. It's also funny because he also makes Moonstar come in, and because she was originally an X-Man.
Well, they have a New Mutants reunion.
Yeah, essentially. And so while that's happening,
Sunspot,
the Technarch virus is breaking through, so the Avengers are trying to fight it off.
X-Vengers
And the other people that are with Revelation.
I can't remember what they're called, the Seraphim or who cares?
Seraphim, yeah.
They used a bunch of words in this that they were trying to be like cool. Like, look at these words we know.
So essentially what happens,
shut the fuck
we find out that Vision can kill the virus. So
by dying.
Well, we don't know that. So then Revelation's like, no, I hear it too. I know you can do this. You can override it. And he's like, it's going to tear me apart. And it's like, you can do it, and pushes him to his limit. And then he pretty much just dies and explodes.
Yeah.
So that's 2 Avengers down.
Yeah.
And then,
But wait, there's more.
The virus breaks through the city walls. They got to keep fighting it. And that'll come up in issue 3.
And then it says what at the end of issue 2?
So this is where it tipped me off, because I had issue 3.
Pissed me off too.
It tipped me off to something different and not what I expected. Because I saw To Be Concluded. I'm like, no, are you shitting me? Because I had issue 3.
Because I bought number 1 and then I found the 2 and 3. Or I bought number 3 and then I found 2 as a back issue, right? And I was like, oh cool, I have the whole series, because I knew they were all 3 issues.
I did not.
But I still was just like,
what the fuck? So issue 3 picks up directly from and takes off to them going to President Sam Wilson for help.
Yep.
Also because Revelation wants to accuse him of doing it. Revelation thinks that he launched that attack to get a retaliation, to start another war with the X-Men. And Moonstar's like, I doubt that's what's happening. We can't just jump to conclusions. Let's just try and figure out what's happening to this, because she's the only reasonable one in this series. Her and Hawkeye are the only reasonable ones.
Doug's plan makes no fucking sense at all. I'm all powerful, so I'm going to drop a bunch of bombs that kills most people, and I'm going to control this region of the United States, but nothing else. What?
Why not?
Shut up!
Why not take the whole country?
God damn it!
So,
you suck, Marvel.
The virus breaches the walls of the cities, so they're fighting it off.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson tries to help him. Then we find out the reveal on this at the end made me laugh legitimately.
What?
Who's actually doing the virus? So we're trying to figure out who's doing the virus. As this happens, we learn it was MODOK. It was MODOK all along. Remember that? You forgot that, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. MODOK was the one that was creating this virus, not Sam Wilson and not the Kree. So Sam Wilson can't.
It's an old MODOK.
Captain America can't use his wings because it's AIM tech.
All AIM tech, yeah.
Yeah. So old MODOK is trying to kill him, and then Cannonball rips through his head because the virus had punched a hole through Hawkeye and who's the other one? Sunspot? I think.
Yeah. Hawkeye and Sunspot, Bobby and Klein.
They got killed by it, but MODOK got exploded after Cannonball ripped through him. So only Avengers left are Water Widow, who's Black Widow in water form. Shang-Chi, who I'm not quite sure. He just breaks shit now.
He's living. Whatever. It's not very.
Moonstar is there as your Cap fill-in, and then I also like that Sam's shield is a blue stripe instead of a red stripe. It's a nice little touch there. They all mourn the loss of their team and everything, and then they're like, "Well, now we're gonna, what's this?" Yeah, they're pretty much setting up that Sam Wilson is going to help the Avengers try and negotiate with Revelation, which will be in the next Revelation book. And that's it. Series is over. Complete waste of my time. Just because again, I scream at this because like if you're going to do something like this, I don't have a problem with it if you would just do oversized one-shots and then have one series that runs for a few months and be done with it. Because again, I'm not a huge fan of what DC is doing with DCKO, but at least they have the decency to make them one-shots. That's it, the fight. And then you move on to the next book if you want to, or you read the main book.
Here's how they're doing the DCKO. They did DCKO 1 and 2, and then they have 8
the bat
fights.
The Nightfall stuff.
That's a separate... Now,
well, I'm saying there's spin-offs, yeah.
The problem with the DCKO is that they have a bunch of spin-off series just like fucking Revelation.
Yeah, but I like that the Lobo and Wonder Woman thing was a one-shot.
The main thing is 1 and 2, and then you have 8 of the one shots with 2 people fighting. That's the semifinals.
Yeah.
And then I think there's 3 and 4, and those are where the actual
fight ends and whatnot.
That's where the tournament ends, because by the time you get to 3, there's supposed to be only 4 fighters left, apparently.
Yeah. Who knows what fucking Batman's doing off in his own thing.
Right? I mean,
even though that series is cool.
I liked it, but what are we doing there?
It's the same thing. It's like, what's the point of it? Because we all know it's just going to funnel back into this shit. Like,
Unless Batman somehow wins the DCKO tournament, we don't need that Nightfall series.
Maybe we should stop shitting on Marvel.
And maybe we should stop buying all these
and corporations for just 1 second and like actually pitch them this. And I don't have a story in mind. I don't have an event in mind.
Sure.
But it's that. Hey, next time there's an event, can we do something like that? Like 6 to 12 one-shot issues to just get everybody in place and then do a year-long event, 12 issues, an issue a month, and get it all out of your system. Because you guys are just so obsessed with doing events because you can bleed it dry.
Well, the problem with that is stockholders.
But it's just like, and yeah, I know. But that's the thing. And like, this is why people like indie comics and indie comics have really become so big in the last few years or last couple decades or whatever. It's because of that shit. It's like, I'm not going to pretend that there are not truly great DC and Marvel books out there. That's insane. Of course there are. But there is so much shit like this that means nothing. Yeah. And it's all, stop being slaves to continuity, guys. Just stop. And if I don't know. And I understand there's more money to be made and having all these stupid fucking issues to do all this for an event. But don't you think you would have more happy customers if you did just graphic novel and just did collections and just did that? Because I don't know, man.
Yeah, but they don't give a fuck about being.
Why not just let a writer tell their own story in 12 fucking issues or like one collection and be done with it? I know, money, I know. Capitalism.
God damn it! What do we got?
Fuck you.
That's to capitalism. Pretty much anything in our country right now. I'm pretty much.
Fuck you.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.